It's sizzling, it's hot. It's the most fun you can have in the garden without taking your clothes off. We've joined the Americans, the Australians, and the rest of the world in our craze for doing it. Of course, I'm referring to the barbecue. And over the next 6 weeks, I'll be traveling all over the globe, armed with floppy hat and tongs, to bring you sizzling ideas to recreate on your barbecue back home. Yes, folks, get ready for an al fresco feast. Ooh, Ains, that looks so complicated. Well, it's not. Get to grips with the basics and you can become a barbecue black belt. I'll be looking at lots of different types of barbecues, how to light them, temperature control. Oh, yes, indeed, Ainsley. And of course, all those fancy gadgets. But more important than anything else, hey, there's food, glorious food. And today we're going to do it right here on the Uplands Allotment in Birmingham with 300 gardeners from 13 different countries and the most exotic produce. You've heard of the global village? Well, this is the global garden. Now picture the scenario. Beautiful summer's day, you're on the dog and bone to your friends. Come over, we're going to have a bit of a barbie. Go out, do a bit of shopping, you come back, someone's prepping up in the kitchen, you're outside, master of the barbecue. Everything's going beautifully, rubbing in the factor 15. Oh, I'm feeling nice today. And then everything starts going wrong. You panic, you shove more paper in, you're putting more fuel on top, squirting all sorts of things. Before long, there's a towering inferno, trying to keep it out, neighbours complaining, washing being pulled off the line. What am I going to do? Guests are arriving, so you grab your chicken, you throw it onto your barbie, and before long, they look just like the briquettes. Hey, I'm sure it sounds familiar, but all your problems could so easily be solved if you follow these easy steps. Now take off your grill and put on your charcoal. Briquettes burn longer and hotter, but lumpwood is easier to light. A couple of layers of charcoal is enough. Don't overload your barbie, it's very important that. This will give you about 45 minutes to an hour of cooking time. Then to light them, pile them up into kind of like a pyramid shape and tuck in your firelighters or sprinkle with a special barbecue fluid. Now please, please, please only use a special barbecue fluid here, nothing else. And never pour on more fluid once the coals are actually lit. Now the coals are flaming, and if you don't want your food to look like a briquette, don't even attempt to cook it now. But you could always throw on a wok and make a quick stir fry, a traditional pad thai, as I'll be showing you in Thailand, Bangkok style. After about 10 minutes, when the coals are beginning to glow red underneath, spread them out and then slide in your grill. But remember, no barbecuing for at least another 40 minutes. Instead, you could use that fierce heat to make a delicious sauce, like my Jamaican rum butter glaze. Oh, yes, Ainsley. Now we're ready to cook. The coals are no longer flaming and are lightly covered with an ash, which means they're hot, ideal for cooking thin and lean pieces of food or charring peppers or chilies, like my creamy stuffed chilies, which went down a storm in the old Caribbean, let me tell you. When the grey ash is thicker and there's only a slight red glow to the coals, they're now at their most useful temperature, medium hot. You can cook almost any food at this temperature, like my succulent fired peppered tuna, which I'll be showing you how to cook in South Africa, or Calabrian lamb patties from Oz, or indeed some delicious korma courgette chickpea burgers, which I'm about to make for you now. I've already sweated down one whole onion there that I've chopped up, a little bit of butter there, and it's caramelised on the edges, and to that I'm going to add a nice fat juicy clove of garlic. Oh yes, there you go. And that I'm going to add 8 ounces of grated carrot and 2 medium courgettes that I've cut up in sort of pieces to give it a nice texture. So when I bind that together, it really looks beautiful. The colours just stand out magnificently. Yes. Tossing that together. Oh, beautiful. Lovely. A little bit of pepper. And a touch of salt. That's it, lovely. Oh, just give that a little bit of a mix. Now, I'm going to show you how to combine all these wonderful flavours together. I've blitzed down 1 can of chickpea, which I have washed and drained, and I've blitzed them down in my food processor. To that, you add 1 egg yolk, that's it, 3 tablespoons of chopped flat parsley. If you wanted to use the spring variety, you could, but it will make you bounce up and down a little bit more. There you go. And 2 teaspoons of korma curry paste, which is, in fact, is quite mild. So if you like it a little bit spicy, you can go out and get yourself a nice hot paste and put a couple of teaspoons of that in instead. Left up to you. Oh, I'm so good. And next is some peanut butter. A couple of tablespoons of peanut butter. If you've got an allergy to nuts, please just don't bother putting it in. Use another egg yolk to bind it together, but just eliminate it completely from it. Finally, I've got some breadcrumbs there. Now, I'm using wholemeal breadcrumbs. If you wanted to use white, once again, please do. Then we just start to mix that all together. Mixing that in. A little bit of pepper in there. That's it. And a touch of salt. That's lovely. That's it. And once again, give that a mix. Oh, lovely. Now, for our vegetables, you can pop those straight in now. You don't want to overcook them. You want to keep them nice and crunchy. Just releasing the flavours there. That's it, lovely. All of that going. And then mix that together. You want to get a lot of air in here this time to cool down those vegetables, because the idea is that you make the burgers with your fingers. Ooh, yes, aids. That's it. Mix that in. That's lovely. Okay, now start to mix. So the best way of describing it is first to pick up a large enough quantity to make something like slightly smaller than a tennis ball, and shape it with your hands, and then flatten it and curl it in your palms, all at the same time, until you have the perfect korma courgette chickpea burger. Just look at that. That's what you call a veggie burger. You pop them in your fridge for a couple of hours and take them out, and they cook beautifully on your barbecue. Delightful. Lightly brush the burgers with oil and barbecue over medium-hot coals for 6 to 7 minutes on each side. Then serve in a ciabatta roll with summer salad leaves and fresh coriander mayonnaise. They're absolutely scrummy. Indeed, proof that you don't need meat to enjoy a barbie. And there's plenty more sizzling vegetarian ideas to fire your imagination throughout the series. Outdoor cooking is a regular activity here amongst the upland gardeners, so I've got myself some expert help to check out some different barbecues available on today's market. Now, this is Linton and Jean Carby, who are not only fabulous gardeners, but they also love a good old barbie. Now, Jeannie, what have we got here?
Right, we've got some nice fresh salmon steaks. We've marinated them for a few hours, and we've got in here peppers, shallots and garlic, all come off the allotment.
Literally, so, you grow them here and you put them into marinade?
We do.
Oh, that smells beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Now, Linton, I've given you this gas barbecue to try out for the very first time. We're talking about the real growth end of the market. A lot of people like them. Some people have their kind of reservations about it. What's your feeling?
Well, my feeling, it could be good, because I never used one before. I used my cold barbecue, and I think they're great, the cold barbecue.
Right, right.
But trying this out, and I'll be able to tell you later on if it's any good or not.
Especially the taste, eh?
Yes.
What about the controls and stuff? I mean, there's lots of stuff down here. Do you feel comfortable with that?
I feel comfortable with it, yes.
I guess barbecues are a lot quicker than the normal charcoal barbie. How long did it take before you could actually put your salmon on top?
Around 10 minutes.
Literally 10 minutes compared to how long with the charcoal?
About 40 minutes. minutes.
Oh, wow. Such a difference, isn't it?
Such a difference,
Yeah.
and very quick. I mean, you can't get hungry with this.
It's looking very, very good indeed. I'll come back and see you both later, all right? Good morning, everybody. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you again.
Oh, Ainsley, nice to see you again.
Good, good, good. Now, this
Right.
is Paul Sawyer, who's been cooking out in the open air for a very, very long time. He's a right old regular, you might say. What type of things do you cook, Paul?
I personally like roast meats, you know that, but we do samosas as well.
Mm-hmm.
We do onion bhajis, we do curries.
But today I've given you something rather special to cook on, a kettle barbecue. Have you ever cooked on one of these before?
No, not on these type.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's have a look inside what you've already got underneath our dome. Oh, a beautiful leg of lamb. What have you done with it?
I marinated it with something very special. I made a yogurt and some garam masala, but it's not ground, it's left as unground. We've got some lemon rind, garlic, pushed into the meat itself.
And you allow it to marinate. Now, how would you normally cook a leg of lamb?
Normally I use it to open fire, you stick it on, and I just cook one side, you carve it off, and then you eat and you cook a bit more. And you
I
cook
know,
more,
yeah. It's a very social way of doing it, isn't it? Sort of whipping off a bit and sort of hand it out. Well, this kettle barbecue is a totally different way of cooking. What you do is you pop it on top of your rack. If you wanted to marinate it like you've done so beautifully, you could. And you allow the hot coals and the smoke to cook it underneath the dome. You literally leave it for about 2 hours and it will cook nice and slowly and succulently. But you must promise you don't open it in an hour's time and take it a few little slices off, all right? I'll come back and see you soon.
Okay.
Take care.
See you,
Bye-bye.
Ainsley.
See you all later.
Bye.
Hello, Patrick.
Hi.
How are you? Mag, come on, girl. Special delivery. I've got some nice goodies here for you guys. Oh, look at these. Now, this is Maggie and Patrick, and they're rather special because they have won prizes for their vegetables. Tell us all about it, Pat.
Well, prizes for the pumpkins, apples, plums, lettuces.
Flower arranging.
Oh, bit of flower arranging, you can't beat that, can you? Well, certainly some of those things that you mentioned earlier on, the pumpkins, that you might well be able to use that on these Barbies. Now, I want you to try these out. We've got the disposable Barbie here. The fold-away Barbie, all the instructions are there to light them and put them together. And of course the bucket Barbie here, just fire that up. Good luck to you both. See you soon, yeah? Take care. And now, my classic barbecue sauce and delicious salsa. Fry an onion and garlic, and oil your pepper, and place on hot coals for about 10 minutes. You can join that with the Sweet Corn Brothers. They take slightly longer, about 15. Back to our sauce. Add 1 tin of chopped tomatoes and a couple of tablespoons of tomato puree. Sugar, make it light brown. 1 tablespoon of Worcester sauce is nice, and a splash of Tabasco adds bite. White wine vinegar for a tang, English mustard adds a bang. Stir, season and simmer on hot coals for about 10 minutes. Now, what about that salsa? Pop that pepper in a bag to steam off that skin. Then peeling it, well, it's child's play. Slice those kernels off your cob. 1 chopped red onion, 2 chopped chilies, a zest of lemon, dice is nice. Let the juice loose. Peel that pepper down now. Season it up and viva salsa. The sauce and salsa are wicked with sausages, and here are a few tips to ensure that yours are simply perfect. Use one of these nifty grill racks, which means you can turn them over all at the same time. Your coals must be medium hot without any flames and plenty of grey ash. Use the air vent to cool them down if you've got one. As the sausages begin to cook, fat will drip onto the coals and cause flare-ups, which will burn them before they're properly cooked. So, have a spray bottle of water handy to put out the flames. Cooking will take about 8 to 10 minutes, and you can turn them every now and then until they're lovely and juicy and brown. Serve up with the barbecued sauce and, of course, the salsa. You're guaranteed to have plenty of satisfied customers. How's it taste? Tell me.
Really great. Yeah.
Is it good? Do you know, we're really lucky in this country to be able to buy a whole variety of barbecues, along with gadgets and accessories. But you really don't need to spend a fortune when it comes to having a barbie. Oh, nice. What have we got here? Oh, that's nice. That will do nicely. One thing I noticed about travelling abroad is that you hardly ever saw a shop-bought Barbie. But who needs one? All you need is a little imagination. And a little bit of help from one of your mates. Wait, Ken, do you fancy a Barbie?
A Barbie? I ain't got a Barbie, mate.
You have now, son. Come and have a look at this.
Okay.
Come on. Oh, dear. No?
It's a load of rubbish, that.
A load of rubbish. We've got potential barbecues there. I'll tell you what we need, though, is I need a nice bit of chicken wire.
Yeah.
I need a hammer and a chisel to make a few holes. Can you do that for me? All right, I'll just pile these bricks up here. Now, Ken,
Yep.
the principle of any barbecue is to first get the container, fill it with coals. I've got this grass container here. It's a bit rusty, but it's already got the holes in the bottom that really get the air flowing through the coals there. Look at that. You can imagine. That's it. Stretch it over the top. Look at that. That's Barbie #1, mate. I tell you. Now, if you haven't got a grass collector, Ken, I'll guarantee you'll have one of these. Look, an old biscuit tin.
I bet everybody's got one of those.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And nobody would think of it. Or pop a few holes in the bottom,
Right.
Yep. Okay.
If you can't get a biscuit tin, my boy, you'll have one of these, the old terracotta pot. It's even got the hole in the bottom for the air circulation. Now, what about these for racks, Ken? Normal grill rack, normal sort of cake stand there for cooling cakes. Ideal. Probably cost about £1, but very convenient, especially if you're stuck out here on the allotment.
Yeah.
Happy with this? You impressed?
I am impressed,
You will when I do you some cooking.
Let's get cooking.
All right.
A few safety tips when using improvised Barbies: always place on a non-flammable surface, like brick or paving stone, and never move them when lit, or they might burn your grass. As for the terracotta pot, it's a good idea to soak in warm water for about 10 minutes before using. However, they still tend to crack after excessive use, but hey, don't we all?
What do you think now then, Ken?
Great, this is.
Don't you just love it?
Yeah. I mean, everything cooks so quickly as well.
I know, mate. You don't need to go out and spend a fortune. It's all here. It's so simple.
But I wonder if I'm going to get my wheelbarrow back.
Eh? Roll on, Ken, roll on. For my next recipe, I'm going to be using the pedestal barbecue. What's really exciting about these is they're ready in about 15 minutes. You simply plunge paper into the flute there and light it through these little small holes at the bottom, and within 15 minutes, hey, you've got a little burning Barbie. It's quite delightful, very easy to use, and I bet you thought that was a stand when you saw it in your friend's garden. I certainly did for a while. But back to my uncle's pork calypso. First, you take 2.5 centimetres of grated fresh ginger, just pop that in, along with 2 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of muscovado sugar. Oh, that's a wonderful word, isn't it? Muscovado. A good pinch of allspice. Now, if you go down a little bit more, if you like that sort of cinnamony, nutmeggy flavour, just sprinkle a little bit more of that in there. 2 tablespoons of pineapple juice, and a couple of tablespoons of oil there. I'm not using olive oil here. It's a groundnut or sunflower oil will be fine. You don't need that sort of olivey flavour in here at all, because it's overtaken by the next ingredient, rum. boy, does that make a difference. A couple of tablespoons of rum. Just pour that in there like that. It's smelling good. Just give that a bit of a mix now. You're probably wondering why Uncle's pork calypso, Ainsley. Well, every time my uncles used to come and visit us, we used to hear my mother sort of shout out, "Who's that at the door?" And my uncles would be there. And as they opened the door, the aroma of this would just hit their nostrils as it sort of came off the barbecue and said, "Why, Peppy," which is my mother, "that pork calypso smells sweet, girl." Okay, let's have a little bit of seasoning. First, a little bit of pepper and some salt. Give that a good mix up there now. Just crush down all those little nuggets there that you sometimes get from the muscovado sugar. Just crush them down, stir that in. And then pop your pork chops into the marinade. That's it, really push that down, turn them over. Make sure you pick up all that flavour all around your meat. That's it, and the beauty of this is that you can pop it in your fridge with a bit of cling film on top for about 24 hours to let all that flavour really penetrate through, or indeed leave it for a couple of hours and then just slap it onto your barbie. Now, talking about marinades and talking about flavours, it doesn't just have to stop with what you put on your meat. It can come from your coals. Now, just look what I've got here. I've got a whole array of woods there that help to add flavour to your meat. First here, we've got a mesquite type of wood, which, oh, that's a lovely aroma coming from that. Next to it, there is hickory wood, and some oak, lovely. This one's very similar to sort of the pot pourri, isn't it? And it's really got a lovely smell to it. You can just sprinkle them on your coals and fill the air with gorgeous aromas. All of these are available in little bags or tubes at your supermarket or your little sort of hardware corner shop. But if you want something that you might find at home, how about some peelings of some of your citrus fruits like limes, lemons, or indeed oranges? I'm just going to throw a few of those onto my barbie to give it a lovely flavour. I'm going to put in some robust herbs like rosemary, perhaps even a bit of thyme. That's another sort of very tough, resilient herb. And they will flavour your meat or fish or vegetables beautifully. Excellent. Now, let's pop on our pork chops. Just let them cook about 6 or 7 minutes each side. Delightful. Now, with this marinade here, you don't just want to discard it. You really want to use it as a basis, basting it on top of your meat throughout the course of the cooking. You just have your pasting brush, and every now and then you can just turn them over, about 6 or 7 minutes each side, just sort of pasting as you go to get all those lovely flavours. In fact, let's drizzle on a little bit now. There we are, just a touch of that. These will go beautifully with your pork calypso, and they're so easy to do. Everyone will love them. Just boil some new potato until almost tender, brush with some oil, season, pop onto skewers, and barbecue alongside your meat for a few minutes until gorgeously golden. Now, if you'd like them a little bit herby, why not sprinkle some chopped rosemary on top? It will make them extra delightful. Well, it's almost party time, so let's see how Linton and Jean are getting on with their salmon. How you doing, guys?
Very
you
good,
feeling
very
good,
good.
Linton?
Yes,
oh, Jeannie, what we got
I've been
here,
waiting
darling?
on you for a long time now.
You've been waiting?
Yes,
I'm here now, mate, I'm here.
Nice drop of homemade Damson wine there.
Homemade
for you.
wine,
Homemade
homemade wine.
wine.
Let's
Get
have a sip
stuck
of
in,
that.
get stuck in and taste it.
Oh, that's lovely. But is the salmon equally as good?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
have a
I'll
taste.
try.
Come on, then. Yeah, I've got some forks here then. Shall we get stuck in?
What do you think of it?
Lovely
Very
and
good.
moist.
Lovely and moist and succulent.
Would you?
Now, how does that compare to your normal sort of charcoal taste salmon?
Well, I think it's milder than the ordinary charcoal, because the charcoal, it can be bitter.
It gets a bit too much of a smoky
Yes,
flavour,
yes,
you think, in
yes.
it. But what about the gas barb? Are you both impressed with that?
Yeah, what I like about it is it's got a rotisserie and you can put a large joint on it, turkey, chicken, whatever, and just go away and leave it because there's a thermostat on it. and you can control that.
Oh, I think you and Linton have definitely been converted. I'm going to go off now. I'm going to go and see Paul. But get all your food ready, pop up to the party, and I'll see you later. Now, I wonder if Paul's going to be impressed with this kettle barbecue as they were with their gas barbecue. Oh, from here, it smells amazing. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, Paul.
Ainsley, try this a bit.
Certainly, that's wonderful.
Very juicy, isn't it?
Mmm. It's got that lovely smoky taste to it. It's beautiful. I can taste the cardamom and everything coming through. Ah, it's lovely, Paul. Is that good?
Lovely. Beautiful.
Now you can see that's browned on both sides without the meat actually being turned over. And that's because the heat reflects from the top of the dome there. It's that shiny dome. It comes back down and browns your meat. And you get that lovely sort of smoky flavour going with it. And, oh, that's good.
Yes, I'm very impressed.
Right, well, I'm going to be off now and see Patrick and Maggie, so you just get ready for the party later on. See you then.
See you then.
OK, bye-bye. Oh, Maggie and Pat, how are you getting on?
Hi, Ainsley.
Hello.
Fine.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, look at you putting on your kebabs and, oh, instantly they smell. Now, what did you think of the disposable Barbie then?
Very good.
Yeah?
If you're going on holiday, they're an ideal thing.
Really? It's cheap and cheerful, but very, very
cheap,
good for a
yeah.
holiday. What about the fold-away, Pat?
Bit flimsy. Not exactly safe when children are around, but it serves the purpose.
What about the bucket?
Superb, that one. It's everything about it. You can pack it all up, put it in the boot of the car, pull it out, light it up, away.
And you're away. So you really like the bucket.
Yeah.
Disposable for maybe a quick sort of weekend away, but not too sure about the old flimsy fold-away. Great. I think you've done really well here. So get it all ready, and I'll see you at the party, yeah? All right, then.
Right.
Well done, guys.
Okay.
Take it easy. Hi, guys. How you doing? All right?
Rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. Yes, sir, I'm Cuban Pete. I'm the craze of my native street. When I start to dance, everything goes chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. The senorita said sing and I swing with that albero. It's very nice, so full of spice. And when the dancing they bring a happy ring that I quero. Singing a song all the day long. So if you like the beat, take a lesson from Cuban Pete, and I'll teach you to chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom.
Happy sizzling. Bye-bye. Bye.
Ainsley's in Greece tomorrow, spit roasting lamb, and that's at the same time, 12:05 here on BBC One.
What's the matter with that today?
I'll give you a really good tip about cleaning barbecues. Get somebody else to do it.
Oh, hello?